Geek is a labour of love, and as such, I cannot get it out on a regular basis. If you would like to be informed when a video is released, please go to the website and go to the subscription options, select RSS, email, Twitter or Facebook, and you will be informed when a video is released. Hello Cinema Tech Geeks, this is James Gardner again with a new episode. Today I'm talking to Brian Coogan of White Dog Green Frog. They are a web hosting and production company, and they actually do quite a lot of websites for the cinema exhibition industry, so cinemas. So we're going to talk to Brian today, and he's going to try and give us some information on how to utilise websites for your cinema and what to look out for and where to go if you actually want to do it and all the advantages you can get from doing it. So please, Brian, take it away.
Well, I guess we should probably start at just perhaps ask me questions as we go, but perhaps we should start by just talking about some of the basic ways in which people are using websites at the moment. And of course, one of the most obvious and simple ways is just to get the program out there.
So the session times.
Yep. What movies are playing and when they are. So that's one of the most basic ways. It's a very simple thing, but of course it stops people ringing the cinema or needing to go and get something that's been printed. It means they can look at it from wherever they are without having to actually interact with the cinema, which is great. Look, I think the second thing that's being done using the internet, perhaps not websites so much, is the idea of sending out emails, regular mail newsletters.
So, I'm a very big believer of emails because emails are a different demographic to a degree. The younger people tend to not be email based, but the older do. There's
stuff you can do for younger people too.
That's right, but the older are a very important demographic.
Yes,
and we need to really take care of them. So it's a very good idea.
Well, and I think I think here with the cinema that the most successful strategy is actually to try and cover the different demographics that might be attending. Right, so you have some older people and you'll have some younger people. There are cinemas, for instance, that have introduced internet booking, and their main demographic was people 50, 60 upwards, and they thought they would get nobody doing any internet sales at all, but it turned out that they actually tapped into a whole new market, thousands of dollars per week through the internet booking, and they wouldn't have had that market available to them if they hadn't introduced that. So often you get unexpected results when you start adding just these little bits of technology to address the different demographics that you haven't had.
On that, first of all, let's go like website. We get our session times on there to reduce your need for marketing and people wanting to take paper away, etc. For phone calls, reducing labour, etc. Maybe in that department. Sure. Then secondly, we've got internet booking, which works well with certain demographics, etc. Now, what sort of online transactions? It always sounds very hard and difficult and expensive. Is that the case, or what's the deal there?
Actually, it's surprisingly cheap. It's actually surprisingly cheap to get a small custom website too. Obviously there will be a booking fee attached to the purchase of the tickets. Usually it's $1 or $1.50 per ticket, something like that. It does vary a bit. You might pay $2 per transaction, and a transaction might have 1, 2, 3, 5 tickets in it, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I think one thing that's very important with booking on a website is to make it as simple as possible.
Simple, yeah.
So the way that we do it when we do websites is you see the times and you click on the time, and clicking on the time takes you straight through where you select tickets for the session.
Yeah.
I think that's important because the more clicks you have, the more chance you have of something going wrong or somebody getting a phone call and not actually making the ticket. Something with internet tickets you've got to keep in mind is, of course, when they bought the ticket on the web, how are they actually going to get into the cinema? So will you have a scanner at the cinema that scans the printout? Will they just come and pick up the tickets from your counter? Are you going to have a kiosk there? Those sorts of things you need to think about. It's really just a matter of talking about it, and that's one of the things people can do. So
you've been through all these scenarios, and you can help a cinema to choose the best one for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and where I'm not the expert, they can talk to guys that are the experts, and I can tell. And look, just as you know who some of those people are in the industry, it's just a matter of referring them to the right people. Yeah. And I'm not going to give someone advice on something it's not my exact field. And the whole area of automation in the cinema with the ticketing and stuff like that, there are some great people out there that can help them with that.
We'll move on. Like some jargon stuff. I'll bring up straight now. Okay, search engine optimization.
Sure.
Okay,
that's good. That's jargon, I understand.
Yeah. You know, what should a cinema owner? You know, is that important to them, or do you just take care of that completely?
Look, search engine optimization. When we do our sites, the basic site will actually support that quite well.
Yes.
Okay. However, if you really want to feature well in the search engine optimization, and by the way, in case anyone doesn't know what that jargon means, search engine optimization is when you make sure that your site lists as highly in Google as possible.
Yes.
Now it's worthwhile thinking about with how important that is, because if you're in a certain suburb, let's say you're in Bedrock, where Fred Flintstone lives, you've got a cinema there. People will often search for Bedrock and movies or Bedrock and cinema, and you just want to make sure you come up in that and come up reasonably well. And usually, the fact that you've got a cinema site, you'll list pretty well. The other thing to be aware of in movies is that Google has a thing called Showtimes.
Yes, I see that quite often. Yes,
they will list your cinema if you have regularly updated times on your website. They will pick them up and display them.
Okay.
They actually essentially take them off your website and display them. At the moment, they're not actually selling links off that going back to your cinema to book or anything like that. But one can bet that in the long term they're actually planning to do something like that, but they're just not ready at this point.
Okay.
So that's something to be aware of. And look, I guess with search engine optimization, the thing is to get that new person to walk in. If they can walk into the cinema, have a great experience and enjoy it, then they'll be coming back there regularly. So it's that first person and that first experience, first time they walk in, absolutely critical. It's new customers, and I think that's what search engine optimization is about.
This is one of the reasons why you really want to have a website, because Google will find you. They will. And when someone does searches for location cinema, right, unless you have a website, you will not show up. And you want to show up. I do it all the time, especially, I'm traveling around a bit to cinemas for certain reasons. I know I'm looking for a cinema in this location. I just do it into Google. It comes up with a quick map, and there's a little tick. These are all the cinemas in that location you selected. That's the one I want. Bang.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what you want your clients to be doing to find you. The easier they can find you, the better. Now,